I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and in this episode, I have a very simple message for you. And that is, whenever you hire somebody to do work for you, make sure you get the source files back from them, not just the final product. This applies to anything, right? So let's say someone makes you a flyer for a promotion. Get the Photoshop file or the Illustrator file, okay? Or let's say you have a hosting or acting reel. Well, make sure that you get all the clips and the Premiere project file or Avid project file or whatever editing system that they use. Get that back, right? Make sure you get that as well as the reel itself. Or whatever else, let's say a book, right? Don't just get the PDF version, get the document as well. And here's why. Because inevitably, you might want to make a change to it or update it, like in the case of, let's say, a hosting reel. Hosting reels, the hosts that I know, they update their reels about once a year, maybe two, but generally once a year. And the problem becomes every time you update it, if all you have is the final product, if you use a new editor, which a lot of times happens just because of availability or whatever else, right? Then essentially the person now you're hiring again, they have to recreate from scratch. Therefore, it's costing you more money because it takes the editor more time. Flyer, same thing, right? If you've done things in the past, like if you have a logo and things like that, and you want to make it, like for example, with a lot of times Warner Brothers logos in movies, they might make it case specific for the movie of like, they might change the color, like in The Matrix, they made it more green and stuff like that, right? Imagine if you had to do that without the source files, right? It becomes very easy to be able to apply a template like that when you have the source files. If you don't, and you want to make a cool change to something like, let's say you have, like for me, I have a Phil Svitek podcast, right? I have this like little logo. Imagine if I want to make it more holiday themed, maybe some pumpkins, for Halloween or whatever else, right? It's like, how am I going to, I could do it, but it becomes so much easier if I have the source files. And whether I do it myself or hire somebody, they have that ability to do it, right? So I know I'm harping on it, and it's a very simple thing. Just get the source files. Make it part of, anytime you hire somebody, like by the end of it, not only do you get the final product, but you get the source files. Because when you don't, it becomes a nightmare. I promise you that. I just, as someone that is on the receiving end, meaning like people come to me to update stuff, it's not fun having to recreate stuff from scratch when it could just be so much easier if you just had the source files, right? So do yourself a favor, do the people that you're hiring a favor, and save yourself some money by doing those two things, and just provide the source files. Always get the source files from whoever you hire. That's my simple message to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope to see you next time.